So we're back at our second apiary again. It's evening this time. It's a pretty nice day, so they should be in a pretty good mood. Brought back a deep for the one hive we looked at last week that we realized is gonna need one this week. And other than that, it's just standard inspection, making sure that they have enough space and that they're not trying to swarm. So yeah, let's see what happens. So we're gonna go in here, lift a frame or two of brood out from the middle and put it up in the middle of this hive. It makes them take the new space and realize it's there. That, and also because we run foundationless, if we don't have a frame or two in there as a guide, they're liable to build their comb this way instead of this way, which is a mess, to say the least. They're gonna be packed down. If we don't give them space in it, they're gonna really need it. We're having a time. And I'm gonna frame here as foundation, and it's gonna go all the way at the edge so that I don't forget about it. Because I don't want them raising brood in foundation frames. So we're trying to get them away from that. Nice little comb, mixture of brood and pollen and a little bit of honey, at least on this side. You can clearly see the dark cells that contain the pollen. It's kind of a mixed bag on this one. And then they're not doing it, they don't have the perfect ideal setup, but and we're in for a couple of nice days, so they need space. They're starting to backfill that with nectar and some of those. Well, I think part of the problem was I had that feed frame. If you want to push all the frames over that way, did you see what I just did wrong in there? Yeah, it did. I had this foundation frame pushed up against and two empty frames here, and they were treating this foundation frame as a wall. So I don't think they have any brood on there. It's all food, so we can safely just go ahead and stick this in there. Should we maybe put one of the empties here? Except if we do that, they're going to start doing that dumb thing where they draw out the really, really wide, the honey at the top really, really wide, and I want to avoid that as much as possible. Ow! Was that really necessary, Bee? Okay, maybe they're gonna be pissing to death. Well, I moved too quick, and I probably didn't give them enough smoke. And we're in the shade, so there's a whole host of reasons why that might have happened. You ready for it? Not yet. I'm gonna get this squared away. Now I feel the burn. Yeah. Square me up on that side. Here. Just reach around the corners. That's good. So this hive was a swarm that we pulled out of the swarm trap that we have up 2 weeks ago. Almost two. And now we're just going in to see what they're doing. Hopefully nothing crazy, but with bees sometimes you don't know. We are running foundationless, which can give them the opportunity to run amok. Hopefully that's not what happened in this situation. A little bit of cross cone built there, but it's just between the frames. So yeah, they're already on, that one's This frame here is pretty much covered. This one here is about 3/4 of the way drawn out. This one is half, and that one they're just starting on in 2 weeks.
Yeah, they're very motivated.
Lots of pollen in that one. This one they're building it a little funny, but I guess it'll be okay. They missed the.
I didn't zoom.
Oh, I thought you were zooming.
They
Set it on the edge so that they can see the pollen.
See that? They missed the frame with the
Up at the top
comb
here.
guide. It's okay.
So if you set it on the edge, you can take a look at that. You can see all the different colors of pollen on the white, brand new white cone.
Yeah, everything's good here. We gave the hive that needed a box. Unfortunately, we don't have any honey yet. We'll see if this apiary even gives us honey. They're not the one hive that we gave a box 2 weeks ago. Hasn't touched it yet, which we've had bad weather the last 2 weeks, so I'm not really too surprised. And then the recent swarm that we caught in the swarm trap is doing quite well, except it's building the comb a little goofy, but it'll be okay. Okay, so we're here at our main apiary now. It's pretty much the same drill as the small apiary. Just going to go through and check if they need space, if they need honey supers. Yeah, nothing too special happening right now. It is getting late and it's a little bit dark out. Plus with bad weather today, they might be a little bit pissy. We'll see how many times we get stung. So we split these nukes off 2 weeks ago. And at this point, the capped brood that we put in has hatched, and it's bumped their populations pretty nicely. And they probably don't need another box, but we're back here now, so we're just going to give them one and done with. I'll pull the frame out.
They're right on the verge of needing it, so we may as well give it.
Yep. And we're doing the same thing we did back at the secondary apiary. We're taking some comb from the bottom and putting it in the top so that they realize it's there. It's a way of drawing the bees up into the top box.
I'm in the way, they can't see anything.
All I did was slide it in here, and for future reference, I don't like having both sides of the nuke open at the same time. Because the queen could just dip right over if she wanted to. Good to know. And then we'd be in for a bit of a fun time. Fight. It'd be what it would be. Actually, never stuck a hive tool in my pocket. They're not working that one as hard, but they're working it. You want that one or you want a different one? I'll give them this one. It's something. Like I said, they probably don't need the box, but there's no reason not to give it to them. We don't have the hive beetle issues around here. And it's not like the hive beetles have anywhere to hide in these boxes. So this hive here, when we were in it last week, we pulled 2 frames that were completely covered in capped brood and bees and shifted them over into this box so the 2 were equalized. And in a week, they have taken this frame here they haven't done anything with. This one here, they have demonstrated why the term busy bee is a thing. Actually, this is 6 days? 6 days since we were in here? I'm not seeing any sign of eggs. No. Oh yeah, there's eggs in here. So not only did they draw it out, but the queen started laying in it. At least in the one on this side. I think, yeah, definitely. Probably have it set up to save power. Wall to wall. So this is a honey super we put on last week. It's all foundationless, and they haven't started any comb on it. So what we're thinking is they don't realize what it's for, or they don't really have a purpose for it. So we're gonna take a frame of honey from one of the colonies that has filled their super already and stick it in here so that these bees know what to do with it. And it's also gonna prevent them from drawing the comb horizontally instead of vertically. Okay, so we just robbed this one from our good hive over there. It's a foundationless one, but has some comb drawn, like I said, just to try to keep them from cross-combing in here.
And also to give them a clue as to what the top is for.
Yeah, there's a couple bees on it, but it's as good as I can get it, so we're sealed up like this, and a couple bees will die today. If you're in an area that has carpenter bees, you want to make sure you do something with your hives, because if not, carpenter bees find the wood. There's a hole bored in the side of the super over here. I don't think it went through into the beehive though, or else it would have been dead. It just bored in and hooked the loop, I think. But carpenter bees, man. So this week we had some pretty bad weather all week. It was lots of thunderstorms, lots of rain, and it'd be stormy in the morning, a couple hours of decent weather, and then it'd be stormy again. It's just a bad week for honeybees all around. So we weren't expecting to see too much. I mean, we were hoping, but we weren't expecting. Added some more boxes onto the nukes that we split off because they had actually started to draw comb out, and with the brood hatches that are happening, they need more space, and it's not going to hurt them to have more space at this time of the year. And yeah, all in all, just not the best week, but everybody's still there, so it's not a terrible week.